somebody wants to see the greatest change or the greatest improvement, it does come back to the individual, and it comes back to taking responsibility. But do you have a few daily practices that you would advise anyone to practice daily in order to, raise your happiness vibration effectively?
Yes, I'd love to share a few, and this is all of it is my favorite part, but this is my favorite part because I love sharing them because they are so simple and they don't take a lot of time. And so the first one I want to share is around the skill of gratitude. So at Happier, we have these 5 core Happier skills of acceptance, gratitude, intentional kindness, connecting to your sense of meaning, the bigger why, and self-care. And I want to share a practice that helps you practice the skill of gratitude because there are more than 11,000 different studies that show that when you practice gratitude, you create a grateful mindset, and it directly contributes not just to improving how you feel, but to reducing chances of depression, anxiety, improving your sleep, and so on. And so here's my favorite gratitude practice. I call it 3 gratitudes before your first email. All of us write email. All of us. I know. I don't think there's anyone who's listening right now who does not open their email every day. And so there's something called habit stacking. When you want to create a new habit, the best way to do it is to connect it to something you're already doing every day. So connecting gratitude to something you're already doing every single day can help you practice it more regularly. And here's how to do it. Before you open your email for the day, can you take less than a minute, that's all it takes, and think about and write down 3 things you are grateful for. And here are a couple of specific instructions. So it's essential that you write it down. You can write it on a Post-it note, in a journal. You can type it, on your phone in a notes app. You can take a picture of things you're grateful for. You can say it to someone, but you have to capture it in some way or your brain is going to ignore it. So just thinking it is not good enough. So you have to capture it in some way. And the second thing that's essential is that your gratitude is very specific. So, I'm so grateful to be alive. That's wonderful. But that's too general. Like your brain is just going to be like, yeah. So better something like, I am so grateful that I had an opportunity to take a walk this morning and it's not raining and it's beautiful weather and I got some energy, right? So just as an example. So be as specific as you can be. And the smaller the things you're grateful for, actually the better, because it forces you to look at your life as it is and look at some of the ordinary things that are there and not take them for granted. So try that. And what I suggest is, can you try this for a week? So for 1 week, before you write your first email for the day, can you write down 3 things you're grateful for? And just do it for 7 days and just check in with you afterwards. How do you feel? Now, I can geek out on the science and I can tell you that the moment you start thinking of something you're grateful for, you dopamine, both of which making you feel good. So you're getting a boost right in the moment. But doing it for a week allows you to observe a little bit more how you feel. Like, did you feel a little less stressed that day? Did you feel a little more centered? So that's the practice I would recommend for gratitude. And I want to share one more. And this is around the skill of connecting to a sense of meaning in your life, what I call the bigger why, because I think it is essential to our well-being. I think it's impossible to truly, genuinely feel happier if you don't feel like something in your life has meaning, that you're contributing to something purposeful. And so this practice is to help you practice the skill of connecting to your sense of meaning, and I call it a to-do list makeover. So we derive meaning from when we connect something that we are good at in service of someone else or something we care about. So when something that we do helps someone else, a person in your life, a colleague, an organization, a cause you care about, that's our sense of meaning. And so often it's very easy, I used to think of meaning as this like amorphous thing, like eventually I'll find it, and actually the best place to look for meaning is in our everyday and in the things we do every day. So here's how to do your to-do list makeover. Look at your to-do list, right? And I write mine out by hand still, even though I'm in digital. I love to write it out, but maybe you have it on your computer and your calendar, wherever you do. Look at your to-do list and pick a couple of to-dos and ask yourself, who does this help? And actually answer. So actually get to the answer. Maybe you have to do a PowerPoint And I'm picking an example. This was on my list yesterday. I had to, I'm doing a talk, so I have to finish my PowerPoint. And I was kind of dragging my feet, to be honest. Like, I love to speak. Doing PowerPoints, not my favorite. So it was kind of there. And I said, okay, who does this help? And I had to think about it. And then I was like, okay, well, it helps people in the audience because there's some things on my slides that help explain what I'm saying. And so it's going to make it easier for people in the audience to practice these skills I'm sharing. Okay, so it's really going to help them. And here's what happens in that moment. It elevates your to-do from something that you have to do to something that you feel there is meaning in doing. And so again, look at your to-do list, pick a couple things on there and ask yourself, who does this help? And actually get to the answer, like actually answer, and notice how you feel. I'm not, unfortunately, promising that the to-do will get easier. You still have to do it and may still be annoying. But when we connect to our sense of meaning, we literally have more emotional, mental, and physical energy to get things done, especially if they're stressful in some way. And so I find this one of the simplest and, to be honest, most profound ways to connect to my sense of purpose in my daily activities, not just kind of philosophically somewhere out there. So those would be my 2 practices: 3 gratitudes before your first email, and your to-do list makeover, where you look at a couple of your to-dos and you ask, who does this help?
Wow, that's fantastic, Nataly. Thank you for those few tips. And I look forward to hearing more from you in New York on September 13th at Pendulum Summit, New York. Tickets are available right now on pendulumsummitnewyork.com. Nataly, thank you for joining us today. It was a pleasure talking to you. You're a little ray of sunshine, and I can't wait to meet you in person.
How are you? Thank you so much for giving me a chance to share some of this with your audience. Thank you for making me part of this amazing gathering at the Pendulum Summit. I do a lot of speaking, but I have to tell you, I am so like buzzing with energy. I cannot wait to be there and talk to all the leaders who'll be there. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to talk to you directly and then to be part of this amazing event you're putting together.